Happy Sunday. Let's start with what I am drinking. I just made a coffee, my first one of the day, and it's about 10 o'clock. I am trying really hard not to have coffee as soon as I wake up because that is the habit that I'm in. So today I waited about 90 minutes after waking up to have my first coffee. And it wasn't that hard, honestly, so I'm gonna try and keep doing that. But this is just a hazelnut latte. It's not a real coffee because I make it using those Nescafe sachets, but I absolutely love them. Normally, I would drink a black coffee in the morning. Well, a black coffee with a tiny dash of milk, but it's just the gloomiest, most rainiest, winteriest day ever, and I just felt like something a little bit more comforting, hence why the latte. But anyway, on the agenda for today, a very productive Sunday. Life admin, side project, some home admin as well. I need to plan some YouTube videos. I don't know if I'll do any actual filming today because I'm already filming this one, but I'm gonna plan out a couple of videos. I've got some really good ideas that will require a fair bit of planning before I can actually film them. I might do some painting in one of my rooms and maybe ordering of some artwork and bits and pieces. So come along for the rest of the day. I'm mostly going to be talking about what I'm eating and drinking with a little bit of sharing what I'm getting up to be productive.
I know this video is a little bit different to what I would normally post, but the more I think about it, there is a pretty big correlation between how you look after yourself, whether that is what you're eating, how you're keeping active, so physical, mental, and emotional health, and productivity and achieving your goals, whether that's career-wise or personal. The more ambitious goals I try to strive for, I realize that self-care, which for me is, cooking is a form of self-care, is so crucial. So I would much rather put aside the time to cook because I enjoy it, because it is my form of self-care, rather than just go and buy something so that I can have more time to work.
A little bit later now, I went for a walk, cleaned up a little bit, and then started getting quite hungry. So now I have made myself a relatively healthy but simple lunch. So I'm having another coffee. This is just a plunger coffee with a dash of milk. Delicious, delicious. I've got avocado on toast with 2 fried eggs and then peanut butter and honey. Ideally, I'd put a banana on top of that, but I'm just feeling a bit lazy. So yeah. This is lunch. While I eat this, I'm going to carry on with YouTube video planning. If you have seen my previous video on everything that a product manager actually does, I'm trying to replicate a similar style of video, but for the product development lifecycle. So how do you go from an idea all the way through to building and launching a product, and everything that you need to do through every single phase. So I'm using the Procreate app and putting together a crazy diagram. So I generally draw out a draft diagram first and make sure I have all of the content in it that I want. And then I will actually record the video and redraw the diagram in the video. It takes a lot of work, but I think this is going to be an invaluable video. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now and enjoy my lunch.
And while we're talking about productivity, I think we should also talk about some of the challenges that come with wanting to be productive all the time.
I forgot a very important ingredient on my eggs, chili flakes.
I'm really guilty of trying to do something productive all the time, and recently I've gotten super curious about why that is. Because there has to be a reason. Either it's to do with the parenting style you had when you were being brought up, maybe it's something that has gone deep into your subconscious mind about not feeling good enough or feeling like you're never going to achieve your goals and therefore you just go and go and go. I haven't quite figured out my why yet, I'm still working on it, but I suspect it is very much to do with the way I was brought up, having immigrant parents who had to work very hard for literally everything. I was also very shy and timid and lazy when I was younger, and I really feel like I'm playing catch up on all of those years that I feel like I could have done so much.
Just finished the second coat of this paint and I think it's done. We're currently trying to make some plans for dinner. had banana bread as a snack in between painting, did some more video planning, and I think we're gonna go out for dinner to an Indian restaurant, like a pretty casual one. So I think that's gonna be dinner. It's not often I go out to dinner on a Sunday, but
if you haven't tried the apple and peanut butter hack yet, you absolutely have to. It is the only way I will ever eat apples now. But this was a relatively healthy and guilt-free snack before dinner. Now, one of the reasons I love going out to eat, apart from actually loving food, is because it forces me to take a break from being productive and doing things all the time. I'm forced to get out of my environment as someone who works from home all the time, go and support a small business, which I try to do, and just have a change in environment. And just like that, it is Monday. I love using Mondays as a way to reset almost every aspect of my life, but this also includes resetting my priorities and my to-do lists for work, my full-time job, as well as for my various side hustles. A plunger coffee with a dash of milk alongside doing my various journals, of which I have way too many, is kind of like my form of meditation, and it really helps me get on track for the week. On the odd occasion, I will have breakfast. Sometimes I'll have it at 10 a.m. Other times I will have it at 11:30 a.m. or even after lunchtime. I guess you could say I follow intuitive eating, and that has always worked really, really well for me. I try my best to make everything that I possibly can. So as an example, the granola that I'm putting on my oats is granola that I have made myself. I really enjoy making things from scratch when I have a little bit of time, because I just feel so much better when I'm eating it, knowing I know exactly what I have put into it.
It's Monday today. I don't think I've spoken to the camera directly yet because it's been a pretty busy day. Working Monday, start of the week, trying to get all my ducks in a row. But it's time to eat some lunch before my next and last meeting of the day. So this is quite a late lunch. It's 3 o'clock, but I generally don't feel very hungry until about 1 o'clock, even though I did have those oats earlier. So I'm gonna scramble together something, and that something is probably gonna be a toasted sandwich with some leftover chicken from the dinner we had last night, okay? This is how I make all my lunches. I just whip up something from leftovers or random ingredients in the fridge. So I'm gonna do 2 slices of bread, put some cucumber in there. Actually, this cucumber is not looking very good. Never mind. I'm gonna do 2 toasted slices of bread, toasted on the pan. So it'll be really nice and brown and golden and crispy. And then I'll do some avocado, some slices of chicken, onion, salt and pepper. That should be good. Bread. Decided to do some cheese because why not? Okay, there's a few greens in this, so I'll put those on here too. You can call this a chicken tandoori sandwich because I'm going to be putting in tandoori chicken. There's nothing better than fresh red onion with any kind of Indian curry, but especially tandoori chicken. If I had some mint sauce, that would be amazing, but I don't. Okay, and then on the other side, I'm gonna just put some avocado. If you take away anything from this video of mine, it's that you can put anything in a sandwich, literally anything, and it'll probably taste fairly good. Okay, and then I'm gonna put some butter in the pan so that when I throw this on, it can like kind of grill. Got about 10 minutes to eat this before my next meeting, but I basically ended up with a grilled tandoori chicken sandwich and I'm pretty happy about it. I don't like a big lunch and I'm not generally a big lunch person. I prefer brunch and then snacks and then a heavy ish dinner, which I know isn't always a good thing, but it's just the way it is for me. So I'm gonna hop onto this call and then I'll update you all on a few things around what I've been up to today. It's been a pretty busy Monday, and then what I plan to do for the rest of the day and dinner plans. I wrapped up work for the day and I'm going to be going to a gym class at 6:15, so I have about an hour. I'm gonna have a snack before then because my gym classes are usually quite intense and I need energy. So I'm gonna probably have an apple with peanut butter as a healthy snack. But I did want to share some books that I picked up recently that I may as well share in this video. I know it's a food video, but it's a productive video as well. And these type of books help me with my personal development and my productivity and just being more mindful. So let me share them with you. Let's talk about books while we have a healthy snack pre-working out. So I've gone on a bit of a book spree. I am a big audiobook listener. However, in setting up my new home office and having a new space to furnish, I've been really inspired to at least invest in some timeless physical books, ones that I can take notes in and kind of have on hand when I feel like I need to pick me up or some inspiration. Some of the books that I picked up are, first is Ikigai. It's a pretty popular book based on the Japanese philosophy of having a long and happy life. I understand Ikigai at a high level, which is really finding the balance between doing what you love, doing something the world needs, doing something you can get paid for, and doing something you are good at. But I wanted to learn a little bit more about the story behind this. So I ended up getting the Daily Stoic, getting the complimentary journal. And the reason I got it is because I actually do this question a day journal, which is a 5-year journal, and it asks you a different question every day for 5 years. And I love this thing. It's part of my daily routine, and I thought this could be a nice extension of this. The questions in this journal are not very reflective or insightful. Sometimes they're super random questions. So I would like something a little bit more deep and meaningful, something that teaches me something and really forces me to think. And while I'm not someone who is good at sitting down to meditate, for me, filling in my daily journals and my daily planner, reading a few pages of some of these books is my form of meditation. So that's why I decided to get the Daily Stoic. The next book I got is Win Your Inner Battles. And this isn't really a sit down and read from end to end type of book. I think it's a type of book you pick up when you feel like you need some inspiration, when you're having challenging times, when you're trying to maybe make decisions and you're not quite sure how to make them. It's like a pick-me-up book. And as we are entering the winter season, I definitely need that because I really struggle with mood and energy and motivation when the months get colder. So I'm trying to help myself with some of these books. And then last but not least, it is an audiobook, but I think I'm going to invest in the physical copy because I'm loving this book so much. And this next one is called Building a Second Brain. The idea is that instead of keeping the overload of information and knowledge and content that is available in the world today, we need to start creating a system using the productivity and note-taking apps and using technology as a way to offload that from our human brain and using those systems in the most efficient and structured way to essentially become our second brain. Over time, I definitely struggle with the best way for me to organize the things that I'm working on, the resources that I like, things that I don't necessarily need anymore, but I don't want to get rid of, and just all of the knowledge and content and information in my life. So he shares some really practical ways to start organizing that information. So yeah, really excited to read through this. And when I do eventually set up my own second brain, which is going to take me a while, I will definitely make a video on that. So that's where I'm at with books at the moment. I wanted to share that with you before I head off to the gym in a little bit, and then I will check in when I'm having dinner a little bit later.
I hope you enjoyed the ASMR of my dog crunching his apples. I don't think there is anything more cute than a dog crunching and munching their food. But hey, if you got this far and you are watching me bake my loaded sweet potato, which is something I eat probably once or twice a week, Thank you so much. I would love to know if you enjoyed this kind of video. It's a video where I feel like I'm combining my various interests and passions, and a post-dinner treat is definitely a passion of mine as well. But today I guess I'm combining it with something a little bit healthy, being a turmeric latte. But I like to end most of my nights like this with a post and a treat, and I usually like to watch something self-development focused and think about all the stuff I need to do tomorrow. Thanks for watching again.